This is Nocturnal Sonata with a new video. This is sniping on Tremor. The point of this video is to discuss what is a good KD. KD basically refers to your kill to death ratio. It's just basically an equation based on how many kills you have versus how many deaths you have, and you get a point ratio based on that. So if I kill 3 people and die once, I have a 3 KD. So what is a good KD? Respectively, it depends on which game modes you're playing. Specifically, in my opinion, KD should be really only game mode specific, in the sense that you can't take a KD with, say, on Infected and have that reflected on a team deathmatch KD, because it doesn't really work. In other words, you can have a 30 KD and be a rubbish player, because that KD is reflective of a different game mode than, let's say, the one that you might want to start playing. So that said, unfortunately there's not much we can do about that, because that's how KD is calculated currently in most of the Call of Duty's Advanced Warfare being different, because you don't actually see your KD, which kind of makes the KD topic kind of pointless. But that's one of the reasons. Another reason that I dislike Advanced Warfare a lot is because I find KD to be quite important. Not important to the point that I don't try, but important to the point that it's a valuable source of deciding how good you are as a player personally and individually. I don't really consider it a mark of, so much of a mark to say, a bragging mark if you like. It's more for my own personal development, so to say, well, I was this KD at this point and now I'm this KD at this point. This is how I got my KD. In other words, respectively, I get a KD based on a number of gameplay styles, whether sniping, using an SMG, those are gun mode styles. Then you've got play styles, whether you are camping for that KD, or whether you're running and gunning, or whether you're doing what I do and you play a mixture of all play styles to suit the exact circumstance of the game. So you adapt during the game, changing gears in other words, which is important. Anyway, what is a good KD? Well, mathematically anything over 1 is, because as long as you're killing more people than you're dying, that's a good thing. However, that's not really a mark of a very good player. For me personally, I think you're a good player when your KD begins to get in the 1.5 range. So, mathematically it sounds a bit weird that for every death you're killing 1.5 people, but it's over many games that you acquire this, so it makes a little bit more sense like that. But anything over a 1.5 basically says to me you're a good player. But it doesn't really end there, because so many people play erratically in their gameplay style. In other words, their KD's somewhat erratic in the game and somewhat lopsided. I'll give you an example. You might kill 20 people, that's good. But you might die 20 times, that's very bad. That's very negative. And I'll explain why that's a negative, because if you're in a... Take Ghosts for example, but you can apply the same type of mathematical logic to any of the Call of Duty games and any first-person shooter in general, in the sense that in Call of Duty Ghosts, if let's say you're playing a team deathmatch, you have to... It's team orientated, so you have to have 75 points to win, basically. Which equates to, if there's 6 players, all 6 players have to kill 13 players or more. If they do that, they win, as long as they die less than 13 times. So essentially, if you're killing 13 people and dying 12 times, that's a good thing. You're actually doing your team justice that way, and you're helping your team out. But if you're killing 20 people and dying 17 times, you're not helping the cause very much. Sure, you are killing more people, but now you're relying on your team members to die a lot less. Which in my opinion, it's a lot easier to die in this game than it is to kill people. So, logically speaking, you're not really helping the cause that much. So essentially, a good KD is 1.5. That basically means you're dying a lot less than you are killing. In other words, you're killing more people, but you also... KD respectively, you need to concentrate on not dying so much. So keep it relative to your point score, and in any game, For example, in this game, 75 points equates to less than 13 deaths respectively for your team members, if you're playing team deathmatch, that is. So that gives you a good reference point. If you're dying more than 13 times, you're doing something wrong. And you need to adapt your game style during the game to effectively change that. It doesn't mean you have to camp all the time or sit in a corner, but maybe at some moments in the game you're going to have to slow down. There's nothing wrong with changing gears in the game. Just because you find someone sitting in a corner doesn't mean they are a camper. It could just very well mean that they're changing gears. If you look at the gameplay that I'm playing in this game at the moment, I'm running around all over the place. But that's because the type of team I'm playing and the way this game's actually working suits that. Not every game's going to suit that, and you need to know how to slow down. As well with KD, you also have to look at how the other team are functioning, but your own team as well. If your own team are doing terribly, then you're going to have to change gears and you're going to have to bring in those kills. That means you're going to have to get out of, if you're sitting in a corner or something, you're going to have to get out of that corner and start to be proactive in getting kills and not dying. That comes with being skillful, of course, and understanding how the game's function. That said, anything over 1.5 KD, in my opinion, you're a good player. Obviously, let's try and shoot for a 2.0 KD, because that's a very, very good respective KD. So if you kill 20 people, die 10 times. That should be something you aim for. Obviously, the higher KD, the better, but that's what I'd be aiming for. Anyway, this is Nocturnal Sonata, and I will see you next time.